In 2026, the global music industry moves to a familiar rhythm, one that fans and critics alike recognize instantly. It is the rhythm created by Jungkook of BTS, the artist long known as the Golden Maknae, whose every move continues to ripple across charts, stages, and cultures worldwide. What makes 2026 extraordinary is not merely that Jungkook remains relevant, but that he has reached a level where relevance itself seems too small a word. Every step he takes this year does not just attract attention. It reshapes conversations, resets standards, and reminds the world why his name has become synonymous with evolution, excellence, and influence. Jungkook's journey has never been a straight line. From his debut as the youngest member of BTS to his emergence as a solo force, his growth has unfolded in full public view. By 2026, that growth has matured into something rare, an artist who balances mass popularity with artistic credibility, commercial power with emotional sincerity. The Golden Maknae title, once a playful nickname reflecting his versatility, has transformed into a global brand representing consistency, adaptability, and relentless passion. The year begins with Jungkook already dominating headlines. Even without dramatic announcements, his presence is felt everywhere. Streaming platforms show his name hovering near the top, social media trends shift with a single post, and industry insiders quietly acknowledge that any release connected to him instantly changes market dynamics. In an era where attention is fragmented, Jungkook commands focus effortlessly. This is not driven by hype alone, but by trust. Fans trust that whatever he delivers will be worth their time. Musically, 2026 highlights Jungkook's ability to bridge genres without losing identity. His sound has grown broader, drawing from pop, R&B, alternative and global influences, yet it remains unmistakably his. Each track feels intentional, crafted not only to perform well on charts but to resonate emotionally. Critics often note how his vocals carry both technical precision and raw vulnerability, a combination that has become his signature. In 2026, this balance reaches a new peak, as his releases feel less like products and more like conversations with listeners around the world. Performance remains one of Jungkook's most powerful tools. On stage, he embodies the definition of the Golden Maknae, singing live with stability, executing complex choreography, and maintaining an emotional connection with massive audiences. In 2026, performances are no longer judged simply by difficulty or scale when it comes to Jungkook. Instead, they are measured by impact. Fans describe feeling seen and understood, while professionals analyze his shows as case studies in modern performance artistry. Every appearance becomes a reference point for what live music can be in this generation. Beyond music, Jungkook's cultural influence continues to expand. Fashion houses watch his airport looks closely, knowing that what he wears will influence trends across continents. Brands seek association with him not just for visibility, but for credibility among younger audiences who value authenticity. Jungkook's appeal lies in his natural presence. He does not appear to perform a persona, but rather to exist comfortably as himself. This authenticity is precisely what makes his influence so powerful in 2026. Social media plays a unique role in shaping Jungkook's impact this year. Unlike artists who rely on constant updates, Jungkook's selective presence creates anticipation. A single photo, a short message, or a brief live interaction can dominate timelines for days. Fans analyze details, share interpretations, and build collective excitement. This organic engagement demonstrates a rare dynamic. Jungkook does not chase trends. Trends adjust themselves around him. The Golden Maknae title in 2026 carries deeper meaning than ever before. It no longer refers solely to talent, but to leadership through example. Jungkook represents discipline, humility, and dedication, values that resonate strongly in an industry often criticized for excess. Younger artists cite him as inspiration, not just for success, but for work ethic and artistic integrity. In interviews, industry figures increasingly mention Jungkook when discussing longevity in pop music, noting how his career choices reflect long-term vision rather than short-term gain. What truly distinguishes Jungkook in 2026 is his ability to evolve without alienating his core audience. Many artists struggle when transitioning into new phases of their careers, but Jungkook manages growth in a way that feels inclusive. Fans who followed him from his early BTS days feel rewarded rather than left behind. At the same time, new listeners discover his work without needing prior context. This balance ensures that his audience continues to expand across age groups and cultures. Emotion remains central to Jungkook's artistry. His music in 2026 often explores themes of self-reflection, resilience, connection, and quiet strength. Rather than relying on grand statements, he communicates through nuance. Listeners describe finding comfort and motivation in his songs, using them as soundtracks for personal moments. This emotional accessibility is a key reason why Jungkook's influence extends beyond entertainment into everyday life. The global reach of Jungkook in 2026 also highlights the changing landscape of the music industry. Language barriers continue to dissolve, and Jungkook stands as proof that sincerity transcends borders. His success reinforces the idea that global artists do not need to conform to a single market's expectations. Instead, they can bring their identity to the world and trust that the world will listen. This shift has lasting implications for how future artists approach international audiences. Despite his massive influence, Jungkook's public image remains grounded. Observers often note his quiet demeanor off stage, his respectful interactions, and his consistent acknowledgement of fans. In 2026, this humility becomes part of his legend. It contrasts sharply with the scale of his impact, creating a narrative that feels both inspiring and relatable. Fans do not just admire Jungkook, they feel connected to him, as though his success reflects shared dreams and collective effort. Industry reactions to Jungkook's activities in 2026 reveal just how much weight his name carries. Release schedules shift around his projects, media outlets prioritize coverage, and award discussions frequently include his work as a benchmark. Even in competitive environments, Jungkook's presence elevates the conversation. Rather than overshadowing others, he raises expectations across the board, encouraging innovation and excellence. The Golden Maknae's influence also extends into visual storytelling, music videos, stage designs, and promotional concepts associated with Jungkook in 2026 emphasize atmosphere and narrative over spectacle alone. Each visual element complements the music, creating cohesive experiences that invite interpretation. Fans engage deeply with these visuals, producing analyses, art, and discussions that further amplify his reach. This collaborative relationship between artist and audience strengthens the cultural footprint of his work. As 2026 progresses, one thing becomes increasingly clear. Jungkook is not simply experiencing a successful year, he is defining an era. His career trajectory challenges traditional timelines, proving that growth does not have to mean departure from one's roots. Instead, it can mean refinement, expansion, and deeper connection. The Golden Maknae title, once affectionate, now feels prophetic. Looking at Jungkook's impact holistically, it becomes evident that his significance lies not only in numbers but in meaning. Charts, streams, and accolades tell part of the story, but the true measure of his influence is how deeply he resonates